Hello, my fellow language learners and language gamers, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I want to talk to you about heading into Language Land. This is a language learning card game designed to make your language learning journey truly unforgettable with your friends and family. It's designed to work for any target language, and it has printable, virtual, and real deck versions, just like this one that you see before you. You can find out more details at languagecardgames.com and also see some live playthrough videos here on my YouTube channel. I've done overview videos before explaining how the game works, and in today's video I'm going to get specific on something, and I want to talk really about the characters that you can choose to play as in this game. So at the top of the game, you have to choose your starting character. You have to choose who you want to be. And this is important because if you encounter enemies or other players and you have to do battle, then you're going to refer to the categories on your team cards, including the starting character that you chose, in order to activate your powers and try to win. Of course, the power text could matter too. This game is innovative in that there's two main ways to play. You can play in a very simple way, where you just focus on speaking about the topics on the cards, or you can play in a complex and strategic way and pay attention to the power texts which are written on the cards. So if that matters to you, you also want to pick a character whose power text you would like to use. Now let's talk about the different sort of races in this game. We have the word wizards from Word Haven. They are capable of doing magic according to their foreign language powers. We have humans who cannot use magic in that such a powerful way as the word wizards do, but they're also really good with language learning and weapons, and they manufacture special weapons and runes and shields and other things, and maybe engrave them with magical language learning phrases. Then you have the tree folk, like this guy, Wrinkleroot. He's a pretty normal, pretty typical magical tree folk, and tree beasts, who are really the ones designed for battle. And then over here you have the quote-unquote bad guys, and I'm going to get into in a minute what I mean when I say good guys and bad guys. But as you can see, their names are all in black. These characters' names are all in white. So we have the trolls, we have the word wraiths, who are kind of like the undead souls or ghosts of word wizards who had turned evil, and they're coming back to sort of like haunt the earth. Gablin, who they're basically like goblin, but I just used a little bit of wordplay there, because to gab means to talk a lot about meaningless stuff. So in my little language learning world, the Gablin are always chit-chatting and fighting and squabbling amongst themselves. So we have the Gablin. And we have the Tweetsie, who you might think, oh, they just kind of look like an insect, which they do. But in the world that I've designed and in the story, these Tweetsies have a level of sentience more similar to what we would think of as characters like humanoid characters. So they can communicate, they can make plans, they can, do bad things, and they can strategize at a level that typical insects don't. So they have a higher level of consciousness. So back to what are the good characters and what are the bad characters? Well, I kind of refrain from saying that when I talk about the characters in the game, because I think for the quote-unquote bad guys over here, to them, these characters would be bad. So, who is good and bad, who is good and evil, could be subjective across all of these characters. But I prefer to think of it in terms of enemies and allies. So if you choose to be a character with a white-colored name, if you encounter other characters as you play along with a white-colored name, those would be your allies, and you would call them over to join your team by speaking about a topic on the allies card when you encounter them. If, on the other hand, you encounter a card with an opposite color name, like I've chosen to be Naomi and I encounter a troll, well then I know that's my enemy because it has an opposite color name. I would speak about a topic on my character's card to activate my character's powers to destroy the enemy, destroy the target. If I chose to be a troll, which has a black color name, and I encountered other characters with the black color name, well, those are my allies. So I would speak about a topic on the allies card and attempt to let it join my team. If I was the troll and I encountered a character with a white colored name, those being opposite colors, I would know that's my enemy and I need to attack. So I would need to activate the troll's powers by speaking about topics on the troll card. So that's kind of how it works, and this is how the game sort of coaxes or coerces you into speaking about the different topics that are across all the different cards. There's over 100 different topics to speak about in this game. So you can't just stick to speaking about one or two cards that you like and that you chose. The game is going to push you into different channels where you have to talk about different things. So when we play this game online with friends from around the world every Saturday, which you also can do, we just speak according to our ability levels. Let's take an example. Let's look at the Word Wizard card. If we rolled a dice, let's say we rolled a 3 and we had to speak about languages, well, I could say a single word like French or Spanish in my target language, and that would satisfy the category. Or if I felt capable of speaking, saying more, I could say a complete sentence. An even higher level would be to try to say many sentences or even strike up a little conversation with other players who are at the game table with you about that topic. And when you speak successfully in your target language about the topic, that allows you to officially make your move in this game and get a point. If you have trouble, if you don't know what to say, if you have no idea, you would not get to move on that particular turn and you would lose a point. So there's very simple points accumulation or points deduction. Now, we usually play in a very friendly, competitive way, and we kind of play cooperatively. So when we play online, we try to help everybody know some things that they could say, and usually the host would do that, if not other players. So if you ever get stuck when you play with us, you can look up ideas or ask other people for help. There's a lot of different ways that you can play this game. You can win by number of points. You could win by defeating a certain number of enemies. You could win by teaming up with a certain number of allies, or some combination of all those, or none of those. You could say, we're just going to play this game as long as we like, and there's not going to be any winners. We're just going to keep going and going and going and learning and learning and learning and talk about as many things as we can, So this game is really designed to support your learning. If all the players learn and have fun, truly everybody wins. This is meant to be a really great educational tool and resource. So like I said, we're playing online every Saturday at 9 a.m. New York City time in various languages. You can see the schedule and sign up to play at languagecardgames.com. We're going to be tracking our top players' progress and giving away prizes at the end of the year. You can also check out the Heading into Language Land playlist on this channel to learn more. But I want you to consider after today's video, which character would you like to play as? Which character would you choose for your starting character? Pick one that you think you can handle. Learn a lot of examples of things that you could say that fit the topics on that card. And then the next time you go to play, you can confidently select that character and be ready to go. Now, will you always speak about the topics on the character card that you chose? No, because remember, you're going to encounter different cards and you might have to talk about some other things too, but this is a good way to sort of jumpstart or kickstart yourself to play. All right, thanks so much for tuning in. Hope your language learning is going great. If you haven't already subscribed to this channel, please do that. Turn on the notifications because I'm going to put up regular videos to help you stay inspired, motivated, and keep you accountable to learning that target language of yours in this year. All right, I'll see you back here next time.